Hi everyone, I'm Karen for Makeup and Beauty Blog, and I'm going to get into Dior's State of Gold Holiday 2015 collection in just a second, but before we get into that, I'm so sorry if my voice sounds a little funny, if I look a little tired or seem a little bit lower energy than usual today. I am getting over a cold. I was really sick last weekend, and when you're pregnant, you can't really take any medicine, so you have to let your body fight things the old-fashioned way, and let me tell you, it has not been fun. It's just been me, Netflix, my couch, a box of Kleenex, and a whole lot of misery. But I'm feeling a little better now, and I'm getting over it. So yay! I'm wearing makeup, which I'm very excited about because it's the first time in days that I've had anything on. And I am wearing Dior State of Gold Holiday 2015 on both my eyes and my lips and my nails. I've got 5 pieces here that I'm going to give you just a quick first impressions overview. However, the collection itself, it's 13 pieces. It's not going to be on counter until November 2015, but it's currently online at Dior.com. It's limited edition, by the way. And in the collection, there are 2 eyeshadow palettes, 1 cream eyeshadow, 4 lipsticks, 1 gloss, an illuminating pressed powder, and 4 nail polishes. So like I said earlier, I've been playing around with 5 of the pieces, and the first thing that occurred to me when I started playing with this collection is I feel like it should be called not just State of Gold, but State of Gray and Gold. There's gold packaging, like with the lipsticks right here and with the nail polishes, but like there's a lot of gray in this collection, which I think is kind of cool. Apparently gold and gray are like signature colors within the house of Dior, and much like black and beige are over at Chanel. So these are iconic colors, and for this collection, they decided to play with the idea of gold against gray. I think it's kind of cool, kind of an unexpected mix of colors. It's like that idea of doing mixed metals, with like silver and gold together. And I think that when you combine the two, or have the two up against each other, it can look very, very interesting. And they do some interesting things with this combination. Like there are moments when they actually combine the gray with the gold, not just have the gray up against the gold too, which I think is very cool. So let's start off with one of the eyeshadow palettes. And this is called Blazing Gold Eyeshadow Palette, and it's $63. And granted, I don't know how much gold there is in here. It's very little. It does get up into the mix though. This is a Kint. Now we've got the same dark blue Dior packaging, but you may notice that the pants have a interesting chevron pattern. So let's talk about this shade right here first. This is the gunmetal-y sort of gold shade, and this shade, it's gorgeous, especially when it's applied wet. It's like a grayish taupe with this cool gold micro glitter, and it's absolutely beautiful as a liner. I'm wearing it on my upper lash line right now, and I've got swatches of it right here. This is of it dry, and this is of it wet. And this is just up against a gold in the middle of the palette, which is more of a neutral tone gold. And then the rest of the palette, there's a plummy brown, like a plummy red, and a soft pink. So I'm wearing this all on my eyes right now, and I have to say, I think that this palette is better for like layering and playing with different levels of shimmer. If you like creating soft, hazy gradients, almost like a puff of color around the eyes, you might really, really enjoy this. I blended and I layered a bunch of different colors. Like I have this brown layered with the red on my upper lash line, and then I did this with this on my lower lash line, and I did this like in the inner corners. And I really loved how this palette took very little effort to blend out the colors. There was no skipping, no patchiness, and you don't have to do a lot, really. You just take your little blending brush and just go burp, 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 and then bam, you've got a beautiful gradient. The thing is, though, if you are more into very super hyper-defined placements of color, like if you love a distinct placement of brown against plum against gray, and you love that, seeing that delineation of color, like having it not necessarily poof around the eyes, but you like to see the colors moving into each other, this may give you like $63 of hurt, just because this is better at those soft, subtle gradients. Now, you could definitely get there with these, but you're gonna have to be very careful with your blending brush. Just don't overblend. So if you're more of like a 1 or 2 eyeshadow kind of girl and you like to play with layering, and $63, which is kind of expensive, is typical of your beauty budget, you might like this a lot. I do have one more thing to say about this palette, and it is that the shimmer is beautiful. This palette handles shimmer very well. Sometimes I don't feel like I can wear shimmer because I've got fine lines on my lids, and shimmer isn't always very forgiving, but this is very forgiving. So if you have fine lines, you're gonna be okay. So I also checked out 2 of the 4 Diorific matte velvet color lipsticks. These are $38 each, and they come in this kind of cute and interesting packaging. It's gold. They look a little bit like barbells, so like you could kind of do some weights. I tried 2 of the nude shades, Radius. I hope that I'm saying that right. I'm probably not. And then Fascinate. So Radius is this neutral pink right here, and then Fascinate is a rosy pink. These both have a classic rosy lipstick scent, which is on the stronger side, and they kind of taste like it too. I don't mind it so much. I think it's vintage. I like that these are more of a velvet finish rather than a flat matte finish, so you do have a little bit of shine, but not too much. The finish is very similar to the Chanel Rouge Allure Velvets. The texture is slightly different though. I find that these are creamier, slightly more comfy and more moisturizing. They're smooth, even, and they don't settle into fine lines or flakes. And I think that they look absolutely beautiful on the lips. And even if your lips aren't in perfect shape, which mine definitely aren't right now, they are flaky as heck. These are very forgiving. So yeah, these will make your lips, even if they're not perfect, look totally acceptable. They won't last through a meal. However, if you're just like sipping on some water or La Croix sparkling water, which I'm totally craving right now. I kind of wish that I opened one before I sat down to film this. You'll be fine. It'll last for like 3 to 4 hours. I love these, by the way. Love. Total thumbs up. And when they finally hit counter, I am going to be the first one at the Nordstrom counter at Dior. And I'm going to grab the red one and the hot pink one. Love, love, love. Okay, lastly, there's a couple of shades of Diorific vernis polishes. These are $28 each. These are in special round limited edition holiday bottles. These are 2 of the 4 shades. There's Grease Ore, a grayish gold, and Passion, a creamy red. And I'm wearing them on my nails right now. Granted, this is not the best nail polish job, but I just wanted to get them on there so that you could see. I'm wearing 2 coats, I think that I mentioned. I'm not sure. Anyway, what I really like about these is the brush. I know that sounds a little crazy, but the brush on these is so good. It's very wide, and the edge of the brush has kind of like a half moon shape, and it's crisp, so that when you run it across the nail, you can completely cover the nail in one swipe, and then you get this perfect sort of placement of color along the lower part of the nail, so that you don't get like any funny overlap or anything like that. Anyway, it's perfect. And while I haven't tried these for wear, I have to say Dior's polishes are beasts. I had a black polish on my nails last summer when I went kayaking for like this crazy 4-hour kayaking trip, and by the end of the trip, granted I had done other things, like I did a little hiking and I climbed some rocks and swam in the water in addition to the kayaking, and by the end of the trip, when I got home that day, my nails were perfect. And black nail polish, it always chips just like that. And that nail polish color, which is called Bar, B-A-R, by the way, it was limited edition. I don't think it's permanent. So wonderful. All this to say, Dior's polishes last a really long time, and they're really, really good in terms of wear. So although I haven't worn these yet, tested these yet in terms for wear, I'm pretty sure that they'll last a really long time. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this quick overview of first impressions of a few of the items from State of Gold Holiday 2015. Again, it will be on counters in November, and it's currently online at Dior.com. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!